Hi and a warm welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be showing you how to deadhead perennials for longer flowering.
So here we are with our trusty secateurs. Let's get started. Before I let Andrew loose on the garden and in charge of a pair of secateurs, I know he's far too excitable when it comes to deadheading. I just want to mention that deadheading is a process of doing a couple of things really, and that is, firstly, it prevents the plants from setting seeds, and that can do two things. It can either stop you from having lots and lots of baby seedlings, so you're preventing the self-sowing of plants, and also you are taking away the production of seeds so that the energy is going back into the plant and producing more flowers for yourself. So really it's basically a pruning exercise whereby you are trying to prolong the season of your plants and get more and more flowers. If you leave the plants to go to seed, what will happen is it will just set seed. The plant will think my job is done, because the plant's role in growing is to produce offspring, and if you allow it to produce offspring, it will then think its job is done and it will stop producing flowers. So I'll pass you to Andrew now, who's going to show you some plants that we're deadheading during early summer, but also a couple of plants that we're going to leave to set seed.
I'm going to start with a really cool plant. This one is a geum called Princess Juliana, and if you follow me, what happens with geums when they have finished flowering, we've got flowers on here, so we wouldn't take that stem back because it's still flowering, but this one we would, because it's actually finished. All the flowers are spent, and by cutting back we're going to promote extra growth. So what we're going to do is follow this stem right down to the ground, so as far back as you can see there, look, right in there, and cut it out. Take that away. Let's find some other ones. Now notice here we've got a new flower spike coming up, so we've got a new stem appearing with lots of new flowers on. The more we deadhead, the more this is going to happen, so we need to keep deadheading to prolong the season. Again, follow that stem down. Geums are really beautiful plants. They love moisture, so they're perfect for damp areas of the garden. Let's have a look at this one. You can get them in various shades. This one's an orange. You can get reds, you can get yellows. I'd say, yes, that one's done, that one's finished. Follow that one down to the ground again. Take that out. Are there any flowers on this one? No, they're not. So again, take that right down to the ground. And there's a few flowers left on that. There's 2 flowers, and I'm going to leave that until they've finished. And because it's nice for the bees can enjoy the flowers, and we've got this flower stem to enjoy as well. But lots more shoots will come up from the base, from the centre of the plant there, and we will have lots more flowers. I think that's going to be one there in the centre, but there you go. So what I'm going to do is check through these other geums just to see, that one can come out as well. Follow that one down to the base, and again take that away. Makes the plant look tidy, and again it makes sure that you get lots and lots of flowers continuing throughout the season. Right, now this next plant I want to show you is truly one of my favourites. It's called Centranthus ruber, and it's the flowers very lightly scented, but really beautiful when planted en masse. In North Wales along the railway line, you get to see this everywhere, even the white variety as well, but this is literally everywhere in North Wales. I absolutely love it, and we did a video about this about a year ago, so you'll be able to look back over that video and see it growing in all its glory. Now with this one, it really is a prolific self-seeding. So if you can get in closer, the seeds are truly divine. Look at them. So these will come away fly away when they're ready and literally self-seed everywhere. So it's always useful. We're doing it to keep the season going, but we're also deadheading to prevent mass self-seeding everywhere throughout the borders, because that is not what we want. Whilst I love this plant, and like I say, it's one of my favourites, it's not something that we want running through all the borders. Now, with this one, what I'm going to do, we just let the plane go over. Yep, it's gone over. Nice, easy jet plane. Now, what I'm going to do with this one is take it back, because we've got these 3 stems with fresh flowers on coming up. So what I'm going to do is take it literally right back. Now, this one, again the same. So if we look, we've got 2 shoots that will flower there. So I wouldn't want to cut it back any lower. What I'd want to do is take it back to there, like that. And it just prevents these seeds from dispersing all over the place. And like I say, the garden being full of this plant. It's not what we want. We want it, but not in that way. Got 2 flowers there forming. If you look here, very closely, 2 baby flowers there. Take this stem away. And I'll go through the entire plant doing this. 2 large stems there. Take it right back to those stems. Also, if you look, it really does neaten the plant as well. It makes it look really neat, and it's just, let me see about that one. Yeah, I'll turn that one away. It's looking a bit untidy. These look great, look. They look fine. It just makes it look tidy, and that's what we want, really. We want a tidy plant. I think that pretty much is it. That looks good for this one. So, Centranthus ruber, lots more flowers will appear through just that little bit of work, and it's going to look great, and we'll get flowers all over this. Right, if you follow me to the Tiarella, we're going to deadhead this one, but we're going to deadhead with a difference. We're going to deadhead this beautiful Tiarella in the same way that we would deadhead a heuchera or a heucherella. Exactly the same, okay? So it's with a difference. Let me sit on the edge of these rocks. That's better. Now, we're going to find, there's lots of flowers on. By the way, Tiarella has a gorgeous, very delicate scent. It's something that I first noted when we helped to plant a show garden for our friend Sharon Hockenhull at Chatsworth, and we saw this plant and I absolutely fell in love with it, and we've had it from that point on. Now, this one is called Pink Skyrocket. So Tiarella, Pink Skyrocket, really beautiful. We have these white flowers with little yellow centres with a tinge of pink running through, as you can see. Okay, really nice plant. Like I say, you deadhead heucheras and heucherellas in the same way. It's easier, okay, rather than going through it, finding snips and cutting all the stems away. Because, for instance, if I go to this one now and I decide I'm going to take these out, I'm going to end up going to the base there and cutting lots of flowering stems. Not good. So what I'm going to do instead is this. I'm going to look for stems that are spent. This one's actually gone to seed, if you look carefully. Lovely brown. Right, okay, I'm going to look, follow it down, and with a firm tug, just like that, pull it away, okay? And it comes away from the base. And I'm going to do that throughout the plant. So literally, again, follow it down. There's a stem. Follow it down. Pull, and away we go. And this is how we do it. Again, follow the stem down. But let's have a check first, because it's got some flowers on the top there that are just finishing, so I might leave those on. That one I'm going to take out. So again, follow it right down, firm grip, pull away, and it comes away from the base, okay? Really good way of doing this. So much easier. If we look inside the geranium, there's lots more on this side that can be done. So again, follow down, firm tug, and it's quite neat. I like this way of doing it, to be honest with you. Follow down, yeah, Got 2 there for the price of 1. And let's get this one. It's quite therapeutic actually. I've got 1 there, another one. Like I say, really recommend this plant. Tiarella's lovely. It's such a lovely plant. And like I say, this one, Pink Skyrocket, is well worth growing. Look at that. I love the way it pulls away. So easy, right from the base there, look. It's so easy to do. I am going to take that one out because I think it's making things look really, really untidy. Follow it down the firm. Didn't mean to do that, but there you go. And again, this one is finished, so I'm going to follow it down. Geranium's getting in the way actually, so I'm just going to pull the geranium away. If you're wondering what the geranium is, it's geranium brookside. It's doing really, really well since it's been planted in this new border. It's spreading all over the place, really worthwhile. Also, bit of free information for you. Geranium brookside looks stunning with Geranium Patricia. Put the 2 together en masse and it looks absolutely amazing. How do we know? Because we had lots of it in our Sheffield garden. So that's how we know. Another one, follow it down to the base. As far as we can go anyway, and just firmly give it a tug. Okay? That's what we need to do. Now that's looking a lot better already. One more there that's quite problematic. Again, firm, and it'll come away. You don't have to go right down to the base. If you're just firm with it, it will all come away. And that's what we want. And it just makes the plant look tidier. There's a few there, but I'm going to leave them on because there's still flowers on the top. And the bees can be enjoying those. With everything that's going on in the world right now, this is what we need. We need more bees. We need to take care of the bees that we have and encourage them into our gardens. And we can do that by growing lots of flowers, different varieties of flowers throughout the year, even things that flower during the winter months. Then when on milder days the bees can actually get out to collect pollen and go back to their hives. Now what I want to show you next, I want to talk to you about this geranium. Now I've mentioned that it's brookside and how crazy it looks with Patricia, but there's something else I want to mention as well. We will not sit here going through deadheading the geranium thinking, well, there's 3 flowers there, 2 flowers spent, I'm going to take those away. Because do you know how long we will be sat here doing this? Be sat for hours on this one geranium, or at least an hour anyway, if we did it properly. And so we're not going to do that. What we do, and what the right thing to do is, wait, let the flowers do the thing, and when you know that your harder geranium is, flowers throughout the season, throughout the summer into the autumn, what you do is you wait till it's finished flowering and all the spent flowers begin to look like this. This is what happens. So first of all, we have the flower. Okay. The second part is when the flower's spent and it begins to close up. Then we get these gorgeous looking things here. Then eventually they will turn brown and they will release. Before they do, they will release the seed. The seeds will shoot out all over the place and we'll get lots of offspring. We don't need to worry about that. What we need to concern ourselves with is that as soon as it's finished flowering, then we can cut the entire plant back to the base. Okay, as in right down to the ground. So you're looking at there. Okay, right back. It will then water it well. You can feed it if you desire, but just water it well and it will grow back. Brookside will grow back with lots of fresh foliage and it will flower again. Okay, so it will flower and you'll get lots of fresh foliage in the mix as well. If you leave it, it will just go to seed and will not flower. Okay, it will not flower again for the rest of the season. Some geraniums though, however, do not flower again. They're not repeat flowers, and I want to take you over to Mrs. Kendall Clark. Now Mrs. Kendall Clark is a firm favourite of ours, but she had finished flowering. You've probably seen her many times in the garden on the videos flowering prolifically. Well, Mrs. Kendall Clark, lovely label there, we have cut her back. This is the fresh foliage that has emerged. So she was cut right back. Look at those chunky stems. She's quite a brute, really. Chunky stems, cut back, and then look at all this fresh foliage. Now, Mrs. Kendall Clark, the point of the story here is that that's how a geranium starts to look after it's been cut back and begins to grow. But the moral of the story is she's not a repeat flower. She flowers once, okay? A lot of hardy geraniums, though, do flower, you know, throughout the season. So they're great, and you can just cut them back and they flower again. I'm going to bring my little tub over to this beautiful Scabiosa. Now, Scabiosas are amazing. This one is called Kudo White, and as you can see, really cheery plant. This one came back with us from a garden that we planted at Tatton, and it's still growing strong after all this time. Now, beautiful white flowers, but look, if we leave all these on, which we will later on in the year for the insects, but the thing is, at the minute we want continuous flowering till later on in the year. We're only in early summer, so what we need to do is keep the show going. What we do here at this point, you can see the petals coming away. Look, we know that that one's finished, it's spent. We don't want this to go to seed, so what we do is we follow the stem all the way back again and we take that one away. Now, we know that when we do this, that's another flower waiting to emerge. It's not spent. So if you look at the difference, that's a flower. So I've just cut that one back there from that point. That's a flower waiting to emerge, whereas this one here next to it is a flower that's spent. So notice the difference. A flower that's waiting to emerge there, and this one that I'm touching now is a flower that's spent. That's how you tell the difference. A lot of people would actually go along and just cut the whole lot off, which isn't the best idea, but at least now you know. That's a flower waiting to emerge on Scabiosa, and this one has finished, and therefore needs deadheading. Take it all the way back. Perfect. What I'll do as well, I'll just take any more out that I see. So again, that one, and take that one away. Just double check. That one's okay. That one's still okay. Yeah, I think they're pretty much okay. But there you go, Scabiosa. Lychnis coronaria, another really cool plant we've got here. Absolutely amazing. I've been growing this since I was a child, literally. This used to be my mum and dad's garden, and I've been growing this a very, very long time. Really beautiful. Now, the difference, we've got flowering. So we've got Lychnis flowering. We've got Lychnis just finished, where it's looking all jagged, and you can see some of the petals there. And then we've got Lychnis waiting to flower, which is that one there. So flowering, waiting to flower, that's how they look. Finish flowering. Notice the difference, because otherwise you'll be walking along and you'll say, I mean, look here, for instance, waiting to flower, finish flowering. Take the one away that's finished flowering, and you're left with the one that's waiting to flower. Otherwise you could cut the whole lot back, say there, and lose your flowers as well. So be really careful what you're doing. Just take the spent ones away. This is something that will take a really long time for you to do. If you're going to do this properly, it's going to take you quite a while, but it's very satisfying. It's an enjoyable job. Look again, follow it back. Again, look, follow it back. And if you do follow it back, look, you'll have fresh growth coming from the side there. So follow it back and then just cut. Follow it back again. Just cut. So we'll get growth. We've got growth there already. Look, got a flower there waiting to emerge. Same here. I'll cut that stem away because it's no good. Cut these away. Look, that one's finished, look. So yeah, that looks amazing. Do this one. Cut it back. And again, this one here is finished. I'm not going to take it right back because we've got a flower emerging there. So I've just cut that one away at that point. Secateurs needs sharpening. It's not very good, but look, another flower there waiting to emerge. So Lychnis coronaria, very beautiful plant. and well worth growing. As I say, I've been growing this for a very, very long time, but very beautiful. I'll just get a few more, and that should do for the moment. Another plant I really want to show you is Penstemon. Now, Penstemons are really, really amazing plants, and this one is called Penstemon Garnet. Something we've grown for many, many years, and if you look, there's a lot of flowers on this. It looked amazing even up until a few weeks ago, but now it's starting to lose its touch. That's because a lot of the flower stems are spent. So what we need to do is, I've changed secateurs as well because the other ones were not very sharp. I'm going to start taking some of these stems back. I'm going to start with this one. It does have a few two flowers left on it, but I'm still going to take it back. When we're taking Penstemons back, what we want to do is take it all the way back to this point here. And why are we doing that, you might ask? Well, if you look, lots of fresh growth there. That's a lovely, lovely growth. And we know that from these little bits of growth there are going to be lots more flower spikes, a lot more stems. So that's why we want to cut them back. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to take that back to that point, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Again, look, spent, fresh growth, take back. And you follow the plant down in the same way. Spent, fresh stems, take back. Same here. You can see the stems coming. Same here. Take to the fresh growth. Look, fresh growth appearing. And it just makes it neat. Stops your garden being full of petals. Again, fresh growth here, look. So I'll take back to that point. And you just do this throughout the entire plant, and it will keep everything going. I love this plant, I really do. It's a really satisfying job to go down and see some spent ones there. There's 2 flowers left on it. I'm going to go right down with this one to the fresh growth, which is there. Obviously we'll leave these ones on, okay, because the bees are enjoying them at the minute, and they'll probably have a few more days of flowers. But look, these are well and truly spent, so we can go back to fresh growth. Fresh growth, and keep doing that. It's got a few flowers still on. That's got a few on, but I'm still going to take it back to fresh growth, because I want to create a well-rounded plant. The last thing I want is for it all to be top heavy on one side with fresh growth and not on the other, so I'm going to have to take some out. That's spent. Well, back to fresh growth. Again, it's just promoting lots more growth, and that's what we need. I'm going to leave that for the minute. I think I'll leave that one as well. But the sooner we expose this fresh growth, the sooner we get flowers. If we leave it to go over, then start cutting it back, we've got to wait longer for fresh growth, longer for the flowers, which isn't great. These candelabra primulas looked amazing when they were in flower. Now they've finished, but we're not going to cut these back. Firstly, they're not going to flower again, so it doesn't matter whether we cut them back or not, but we're going to use them for how they look now. They're a really structural plant when they finish flowering. Just look at these stems and all these spent flowers and these seed heads. Yes, they'll provide us with lots more seeds for the primulas, but it's not just that. They look great just as they are. Some things like the geranium you might want to cut back. Other things like the primulas you might just want to leave on because they look stunning just as they are. These really tall specimens are Digitalis purpurea, or foxgloves. Foxgloves are amazing plants to have in the garden, really beautiful. I love the flowers when you get these bees going inside these little booths and enjoying themselves collecting all the pollen. That sound that they make when they're inside one of these is amazing. I just love seeing the bees happy. But as you can see, it's spent. Digitalis will self-seed all over the place. Hundreds and hundreds of offspring will appear all over this border if we do not cut these back. Whilst we love them, and I certainly do, we've already got lots of Digitalis growing over the other side of the garden that we can replace these plants with. Digitalis are biennial. That means in the first year they just look very much like this one here. Okay, so they'll look like this one, they'll grow, but they'll not produce a flower spike in the centre. Next year that one will produce a flower spike, then it will need taking out because it's not going to keep coming back. Okay, so it's a biennial. With this, what I'm going to do is take the whole plant out. So I'm going to get to the ground there like so, and then just pull away this plant. Now what I would suggest doing first, if it was any further along, these seed heads are green at the minute, which is great. There's no seed rattling around in there. But if it was any later, we would have problems with me pulling that out, because what will happen is the seeds will just disperse all over the place, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So that's why I will take it back first of all, bring it to the bin, just cut it into sections so it's right in there. It's all safe. And I'm going to take, because this one's flowering, look, we've still got some flowers on this plant, I'm just going to take this stem out to stop it from self-seeding, and I'll save it for pulling out until those flowers have gone over. But this one can literally be taken out right now. Digitalis is very, very beautiful. Look at the roots on that. Really beautiful plant. I'm trying to get as much soil off this as possible. But very healthy root stock there. But as I say, they're biennial, so this one's finished anyway. And the only use of leaving it in the garden would be to self-seed. And like I said, we're going to have hundreds, well thousands probably, of plants that are not really, it's not really what we want. So lots of other little Digitalis plants in there, look, ready for next year. These will grow on this year. Replace the soil in here, don't worry. And like I say, we'll leave these on till they finish flowering, then we'll take these ones out as well and replace them with the ones that we have over the other side of the garden. But Digitalis is traditionally, it's a hedgerow plant, but it's typical cottage garden favourite, traditional. You know, it's something that is really nice to grow. The bees love it, and it's just beautiful to look at. And when you think of English cottage gardens, that's what you think of. You think of Digitalis, you think of foxgloves. This plant is Aquilegia vulgaris. Now, Aquilegia provide us really beautiful flowers in around May, and when they finished, spent flowers, again, everything goes into creating seed. You can hear the seed rattling. Can you hear that? I'll get closer so you can hear it. Look at that. That's amazing. I'm going to show you what the seed looks like. It is my favourite seed. We're going to leave this on because we want it to self-seed all over this area. I would love to see Aquilegia and Digitalis running through this border. We've already got some here, look. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to try you with this one. I'll try and open this up on my hands. Look, that, my friends, is my favourite seed out of all seeds in the garden. Look at that. Lovely, shiny black seeds. Depending on the variety, sometimes they can be slightly larger than this. But look at those. You just know that they're going to create lots of new plants. And I'm going to sprinkle these around this area. And eventually they'll work their way in and self-seed. I'm going to leave these on, let them do the magic. Some plants you just want more of, and Aquilegia vulgaris is one of those plants. This was a beautiful pink variety, and we'd like to have more of it in the garden. Thank you so much for watching our latest video on deadheading perennials. It's really great to be back on the programme. Thank you for watching. If you would please click the like button. Also hit the subscribe button, and if you're on social media, you have a social media account or many accounts, please share our videos on social media. It's a way of getting our message out there and getting the passion for gardening and passion for plants further afield. Also, if you've got any comments, drop them in the comments box below. We'd really like to hear from you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. In the meantime, please take care, and thank you for watching again.